This Karen says she has a gun in an airport. In this video, we take a look at all the craziest and most unstable Karens in airports. If you guys want an update on any of the clips in this video, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. In this first clip, we have an entitled Karen who gets shut down by a Dallas-based American Airlines employee who's been praised for his professionalism after he was filmed handling this entitled Karen who allegedly swore at his colleagues while calling her names. In this clip, we have an unidentified check-in clerk who can be seen telling a customer, aka an entitled Karen, she won't be allowed on her flight to Miami out of Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport due to her profane language. The dispute broke out after the not-so-friendly flyer allegedly ripped into staffers for telling her to wear a mask.
You called my employee completely uncalled for, inappropriate, you're not going to travel. We don't tolerate that with us at all. So you can find another carrier to fly. I'd suggest hear it. Nope.
I was going to send Will check. Listen, can I just please
If you acted appropriate and you weren't disrespectful, then I would let you travel. But unfortunately, you called my employee a bitch.
So as you guys can see, he immediately puts her in a place and refuses traveling privileges to her after her comments to one of their employees. He condemns her actions and language and refuses to assist her in any way, and of course she plays the victim card and tries to deny the whole thing and talk her way out of it. But this man knows the reality of what went down and stands his ground against her. She tries to reason with him twice, and both times he denies her that and backs up his decision and suggests that she flies with another airline named Spirit.
Don't lie, because you already did that once when you took the mask off and put a new one of yours on.
I was getting this out of my bag. Yes, I was.
If you don't follow our policy, it's a period end of discussion. You don't want to follow a federal mask mandate, and then on top of that, calling a vulgar name to my employee, it's not going to happen.
He continues to stand his ground and firmly tells her don't lie because she already did that once when she allegedly took off her mask and put on a different one when called out for taking it off. She makes up a story that she was taking off her mask and putting on a different one from her bag, but he doesn't buy into any of her lies and continues to deny her from progressing in any way with the airline. He clearly states if you don't follow our policy is a clear end of discussion, and then on top of that calling a vulgar name to one of my employees, it's not going to happen. We got a statement from an article that says the airline said the following. A customer was not allowed to travel on American Airlines flight 2823 with service from Dallas-Fort Worth to Miami after failing to comply with the federal mask mandate and addressing one of our team members using profane language. We expect our customers to comply with our policies and treat everyone with respect when they choose to travel with us, and we take action when that is not the case. We applaud our team member for standing up for their colleague. In this next clip, we have another entitled Karen who is apparently upset with how long it's taking the airline to get the aircraft ready and passengers on board. Now, there are two ways to handle things like this in this situation. The polite way where you kindly ask what the situation is and how much longer they think things will take, or there is the Karen way where you start screaming and swearing at employees who have no control over anything in any way, and of course this lady chooses the Karen way, as does her husband, and they start hurling swear words towards the employees before demanding a refund and constantly complaining about how bad the airline is, as well as bragging that she works for a bunch of lawyers and threatening legal action towards the airline, which is completely absurd considering they haven't broken any laws and are doing their best to get things progressing and moving forward.
And look at all those people down there. This is goddamn.
Get your together. Oh.
Yeah, we can't fly because of your staff shortages. Don't give me the.
Are you
Oh
done?
no. Actually, you see this? They're getting called tomorrow. I work for a bunch of lawyers,
Okay.
and they are getting called in your head office.
Do you think that I'm intimidated by
Oh,
that?
I don't give a what
Okay.
you think.
So now,
If you don't stop swearing, you're not traveling with us.
Really?
yeah.
Do you want to keep
We're not
going?
traveling anyway. I want a refund
Well,
and I
we
want
will
to
make sure that
rebook.
you don't travel at all if you continue
Oh,
to travel.
I don't give a.
Okay, great. In that case, we will just remove
I
your
want
ticket.
a refund, and I'm booking with another airline.
Okay. Breathe.
This is goddamn.
You need to step out to the line, man.
You guys
So as you can see, they were just outright embarrassing and disrespectful towards the employees and made a scene in front of everyone just because it was taking a little bit longer than expected. If they weren't already walking off and going to another airline, they for sure would have been refused service after their actions in this clip. Now in our next clip, we have an unstable Karen who goes by the name Sabrina Thomas. Now this Karen goes on a massive rant in an airport while having a mental breakdown and yelling at staff, causing a massive disruption amongst the airport and all the passengers nearby, or just in general in the airport. She's pretty loud. She was scheduled to board a JetBlue flight on a Sunday evening, but instead she unleashed a furious verbal attack at an airline employee stationed behind a desk, calling him and his colleagues rapists and also claiming that she had a gun as she was homeless. It was all captured by a nearby passenger who was about to board onto his flight when he stopped to record this crazy situation. It was alleged that she also went on a massive rant about hating white people and white police officers specifically, even though she herself is white. According to an incident report obtained by Daily Mail, a sheriff's deputy responded to the F concourse at the JetBlue Terminal 3 at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport for a passenger causing a disturbance shortly after 5 p.m. on a Sunday. The deputy wrote that when he encountered Thomas, she threw a duffel bag at the wall and hurled her passport onto the floor. She then apparently threw a boarding pass at him and then she ripped it into multiple pieces. Due to her aggressive actions, she was grabbed and restrained with her hands behind her back. She was eventually escorted off the concourse after screaming that she effing hates white cops and white people and was taken to Broward General Hospital as an involuntary Baker Act patient after displaying what the officers termed as a bizarre behavior and making irrational statements.
God damn it! Who does that to a woman like me? Who? Get me out of this thing! Please! You rapist!
What?
Get me out of here! Get me out of here! A gun on me because I'm homeless! Get me out!
She's a gun. She had a gun. She said that. She said that. She said a gun. Yeah.
So as you can see, she goes absolutely crazy at the man behind the desk for no apparent reason. According to a report, prior to her outburst, she was waiting to board a flight when a JetBlue staffer noticed that she seemed a bit unwell and asked her whether she had been drinking or is currently on any medications. She replied that she was okay and denied any alcohol or medication use, and as she was about to proceed onto the plane, that's when the crazy Karen then reportedly yelled out loud, "Go F yourself." The crew member in charge of the boarding then told her to wait 5 minutes and then addressed her again to see if she was cleared to fly, and at that point the woman started to yell and scream, and that's when this all began. In this next clip we have a crazy irate Karen who has a semi-mental breakdown after being told she won't be allowed on her flight. She even threatens the employees talking to her, saying that she would beat them down if she doesn't make it onto her flight. You guys just have to see this.
What did they tell you? What did they tell you?
Just calm down.
I will be on that flight.
Calm down.
I mean, I'm not taking my mother.
Calm down. Calm down.
Now you heard what they said, right? And I'm telling them.
I'm sorry, man.
I'm not you. If I'm gonna beat your ass to the back, if I don't get on that flight, you're gonna be beat down to the death right here. I promise you that.
Calm down.
Put a mask on. What do you want? Come on.
So as you guys can see, she went crazy on these poor people before the police in the building pulled her to the side to have a talk. And sadly the video does end there, but we will be sure to keep you guys posted if any updates on this situation come to light. Just make sure you guys are subscribed so you don't miss out on any of the posts.